Co-main event, UFC Qatar, November 22nd. Belal Muhammad. Belal, how we doing, man?
What's up, brother? I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Glad to talk to you. I know you got a lot on your plate between Brendan Allen and now your camp coming up. So my first question, what was the initial response to getting this Ian Machado Garry fight?
Excited. There's another guy with a big name that's right at the top. He weighed in as the backup for our fight, so I was looking for a number one contender fight, and this fight made the most sense.
Something I've noticed, a lot of people have noticed with your fights is for whatever reason, the fans like to boo you. However, I feel like you might be the A side here, man. I feel like you might be getting some cheers, he might be getting some boos. Any thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, we're fighting in Qatar. There's not gonna be a boo in the arena. That's gonna feel like my home, and I'm excited for it, man. It's just a different energy. I love the boos, right? I love to be booed, but the cheers just bring a different side of you out of you.
And like, what are your thoughts on Ian? I guess as a fighter, as a person, he's stoked up some controversy before with the fans. So, what are your thoughts on him?
He's just the next victim. He's just another guy standing in my way. For me, it's getting that last loss out of my mind, out of my head, and then going out here, putting on a show, dominating this guy, and then being next in line. So like, I don't want to think too far ahead, right? It's just looking at the next target. Ian's the next target. So my full focus is on him. My full focus is on breaking him down and then breaking him in the cage.
And I asked Brendan Allen about this like 2 days ago, how he feels about the fight, and he said when Bilal gets a hold of you, or when he touches you, when he makes first contact, either with a punch or a grapple exchange, it's freaking over. So stylistically, do you agree with that with this one? Like a lot of people are saying, Ian Stryker, you're a grappler, but Brendan was saying that's not the case. Do you agree?
Oh, bro. I think when you look at my fights and the way I fight, people just put a stigma on yo, you're just a wrestler. Bro, I could strike with any striker, I could grapple with any grappler, I could do whatever I want. This fight's gonna go wherever I want it to go. If I want it to be a grapple match, it'll be a grapple match. But there's nothing special about his striking where I look at it and I'm like, oh man, I'm afraid of it. I just got through sparring right now. Shout out to Ignacio Bahamondes, and then his younger brother Albert, who's a monster. Um, and both those guys are better versions of Ian. So I'm getting the striking in with the best strikers in the world right now, and there's nothing that he's going to show me that I'm going to be surprised about. So if I want to just go in there and make it a striking match, I'll make it a striking match, and I'll make him look stupid.
And you said you're training with the Bahamondes brothers. Ignacio specifically, man, long, lanky, powerful, great striking. Is he specifically trying to emulate Ian in the training room, or it just kind of happens naturally?
No, yeah, like I said, we're a small gym, so like these guys, when one of us have a fight, we all have a fight. So he's watching Ian, he's emulating him, but like I said, he's a better striker than Ian. I think Nacho's still the best striker in the UFC, but his younger brother's 17 years old and he's already a pro, and I think he's like 8-1. But he's bigger than Nacho. He's bigger than Nacho, and he's only 17 years old, and he's a monster. So he has uh that confidence about him where like he's trying to go in there and kill me. So I love that, and I love that energy. So like bringing him back, down from Chile to help me has been amazing, and it's just gonna level me up. Like I said, when you're going with young, hungry guys, it just makes you that much more better, right? Because you're going with these guys that are trying to hurt you, they're trying to beat you, they're trying to make you look bad. So if I had that in the practice room, it's only gonna make me better.
Do you have a prediction? I know the answer is win, but do you have a specific way you think it's going to happen?
No, I gotta finish him. It's gonna be one of those fights, especially with the title fight the week before. Then you got the Morales and Brady, and you got Leon and Pratis. It's gonna be one of those fights. I got to make a statement. I got to go out there, and it's gonna be a better statement just because Ian talks so much, so it's gonna make it that much sweeter when I shut his mouth and then I put him to sleep. So I just got to put one of those performances on, and I've only fought in Abu Dhabi twice, so both those fights have been finishes and bonuses. So I plan on doing the same thing at Qatar.
I'm no matchmaker, but I would consider this a number one or a title eliminating fight. Winner gets the title. But you did mention there's other huge fights in the division. Do you think this is a title eliminator, or you think you really need to make that statement in order for that to happen?
No, I think this is a title eliminator. I'm the number one in the division. Number two is Brady. I already beat him. He's going against, I think, number 9 or 8 and Morales,
Number
which
8,
is a
yeah.
great fight. Number 8. So it's a great fight, but it's still like I'm still ahead of you. And then you got Leon, who's on a 2-fight losing streak against Pratis, and then Ian already beat Pratis. So uh, for me, this is the fight. This is the one that makes the most sense when you're looking at title eliminators. And I just got to go out there. Like I said, my fight with JDM was a fight of the night, fight of the year type candidate fight. So it wasn't like a blowout or anything like that. So I'm right there. I go out there, make a statement, finish Ian Garry. I don't think there's anything that's going to stop me from getting a title fight next.
And I know you're laser focused on Ian, but obviously the title does happen a week or two before your guys. I think a week before your guys. So now that it's booked, signed, and only less than a month away, who do you think comes away with that one, JDM or Islam?
I mean, honestly, for me, it's full focus on Ian. If I'm looking at that fight, stylistically, I think if Islam gets it to the ground, it's going to be a easy night. Islam's ground game is so good, and I think JDM makes a lot of mistakes on the ground. Um, with this scrambling, he's very good at it. But I think that Islam doesn't let you scramble. So if you scramble, he's good at locking in chokes or locking in arm triangles. But you still got to get it to the ground first, right? So it's fun. It's going to be good to see how he is on the feet with JDM, who's kind of tricky. But I think if Islam gets to the ground, Islam will get his hand raised.
And Jack's coach actually said Islam is an easier fight than Belal Muhammad. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Do you agree with that?
I mean, it's just two different type of matchups. Like I said, I still think I'm the best welterweight in the world right now. But for me, I just got to go out there and prove it. It's, we lost, so that's all that's in other people's heads. The next fight's all that matters right now. So the next fight, next performance should be my best performance.
Just a future hypothetical, because it is possible that this is going to happen relatively soon. Would you now consider fighting Islam if he does win the belt? Because I know you guys have a good history with each other.
For me, like I said, all we're thinking about is Ian. Islam got his fight. I got my fight. All that matters right now is Ian Garry, and then breaking his jaw.
Love it, man. Well, I'm not saying that biasly. I love the mentality, man. This is going to be a great fight heading into, and so much on the line. Welterweight, dude. It's going to be a good couple months coming up. What about Sean Brady, Michael Morales? You got history with Shawnee, so you think he can take that one, or you think Michael's just too hot and young for that?
I mean, I got history with both, right? I trained with Morales. He's a young beast, man,
I didn't even
and
think
I've
about
always been
that. Yeah.
saying it for a while that a lot of people are sleeping on him. But it comes down to if Brady could get him down. I think Brady's top game is really good. He's strong, but Morales hits hard. He's big. He's athletic. He's wild, right? He throws a lot of flying knees, flying stuff. Some of that stuff may get him in bad positioning, where Brady can't take him down and use those entrances. But we really haven't seen Morales against a grappler. We saw Magny push him against the fence a little bit, but then got spinning back elbowed. So for Brady, bigger cage, he's gonna have to figure out that distance and length. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. Right, this is for Brady. This is a tough fight because it's like you win, you're still in the same spot. You lose, you're back of the line, and Morales just took all your hype. And not a lot of people know Morales yet, but he's a tough monster.
First was what I just asked you. I asked, I don't know if you heard it, but I said, where are you at in your point of your career? Because you've done it all. Champion, very talented, one of the best welterweights to ever do it. So is the title on your mind now, or are these like fun, slapping Usman back kind of fights on your mind? Like what's the goal now?
The goal right now is to beat Ian Garry. That's the next goal, and that's all that's on my mind. My next fight is my biggest fight. Your next fight is your Super Bowl. Your next fight is your title fight. So all I'm thinking about is him. That's all I'm worried about. That's all I'm training for, and yeah, getting my hand raised.
And this isn't to knock you at all, but I have talked to you before, and you have been more willing to talk about, future potential opponents, goals, whatever. So what's different about this fight? Anything specifically, or you're just really taking Machado Garry seriously because of what you want?
Yeah, no, it's just full focus on him, right? When you're overthinking, you're thinking too far ahead. Stuff happens. So for me, it's the next target. This guy's my next target. This guy's my next, the next person that's standing in front of me. So if you look past him, bad things happen. So that's all I'm worried about is just beating him.
Well, let's look to the past for a second then, because your boy, Brendan Allen, massive upset, dominant performance. Talk to him. He credited a lot of that to you and his camp. So, how happy were you to see Brendan Allen get it done like that?
Oh, bro, he don't got to credit me nothing. I've been saying it forever. When he just got into the UFC, before he was in the UFC, I said this kid has so much talent, and talent wise, he could be the best in the world. Skill for skill, I put him against anybody in the UFC with striking, grappling, putting it all together. Like he's not afraid to go to the ground with the Ritter, who's the best grappler in the world, right? He's the man that they thought was going to kill him, and he had the mount, both dry, both fresh, and he couldn't do nothing. And Brendan Allen ended up finishing him and beating him in his own world, right? It wasn't on the feet. Our game plan was to strike with him, but we had to switch it up. He switched it up and showed how good he is. When his head's on straight, when his mind is right, there's nobody in the world that could beat him. And yeah, man, I'm just so proud of him. Just because, like I said, I put it out there that like he's living up to his potential. Like I know how good he can be. He's only 29 years old, and he has more fights than probably like everybody in that division right now. And even the fights that he's lost, right? Him and Fluffy was a very close fight, and we just saw how good Fluffy is dominating Delize. Him and
Mhm.
Mavov's fight was so close, and how good Mavov is. He knocked out Adesanya, right? Like the fights that he's lost were very close, thin margin fights, and then he goes out there and dominates a guy that was the next monster, the next guy in line. RDR wins that fight. He's probably gonna get the title fight, and he finished him, made it look easy. So yeah, I'm just excited for it. I want to see what the UFC has next for him. Obviously, I think he said it too. I think Imavov should be next, but Brandon's gonna be waiting in the wings, man. He's ready for it, and he's only getting better.
I got two left, one of which is kind of a downer, the other one's the opposite. So, to start with the downer, no secret, MMA, you guys specifically lost a legend, Duke Roufus, last week. I'm curious. I've heard you talk about the passing since, but I'm curious. Like, do you take Duke's legacy? Do you want to almost continue that in your own right, coaching? Like, is that a thought of yours at all?
Not coaching like that, but like his mindset, right? Like he was one of the best coaches, best martial art minds that I've ever been with. When I first met him, it was one of those I was driving 2 hours just to go out there and then drive back home 2 hours. And then I got to the point where I finally got an apartment out there. But I was willing to drive those 2 hours, 4 hours back and forth just because how good he is. And even though it was like an hour practice, he was one of the smartest minds. He changed your mind, the way you think about fighting, the way you think about striking. Uh, it was it was amazing. Like going to that gym, it changed my life because you met some of the best people in the world, some of the best fighters in the world. The room we had when you had guys like Woodley, Anthony Pettis, Sergio Pettis, Gerald Felder was in there, Jared Gordon, Brendan Allen was in there, right? Like all these guys trusted Duke Roufus because how good he is as a coach, and how know sharp his mind was. So
Yeah.
uh, it was crazy that it happened, and I'm just glad that Brendan was able to go out there and get a finish because Duke was always talking about finishes and then give him his flowers at the end of it. Because no matter what happens in the road, like you, even if you're at the gym for a little bit, then you leave, they leave lasting images on you, lasting what's it called on you. So for Duke, he's left a lasting image on me, the way I fight, the way I train, the way I think about fighting, and I became a champion because of training with him before.
Yeah, rest in peace to one of the biggest legends in the sport. Yeah, his impact is you can't really compare it to many other people. It's uncomparable. That's what I'm looking to say. I said I was going to end this on a higher note. So I've heard you talk about welcoming your daughter into the world, how it's changed your life. I had a son about 6 months ago. Can completely relate. It is.
Congrats.
Thanks, man. You too. It's as cliche as they say, though, right? Like they're like, oh, it's going to change your life overnight, and it happens. And holy shit, it does.
Yeah, bro. It's yeah, like you don't know how you're gonna react, right? And even like seeing like the ultrasound pictures and stuff, and you're like your wife's like looking at it and crying, and I'm just like, what should I be doing? And, like I don't know. And then but then when you see the baby, it's like, oh man, and now it's real. Now it's different. But yeah, I've said it, man. Going to the gym is like always like my favorite part of the day. Like you're in your own world, right? I'm in something. I'm doing something I love, and just being in the gym, it's like just takes your mind off all the stresses, all the hardships, all the things in life that are going on, and you're not thinking about it when you're training, when you're sweating, when you're bleeding, when you're hurting. Now it's like the best part is coming home. Now the best part is just being with her, seeing her smile, seeing her play. It's she changes so much within a month, right? She's only like a month and a half old, and it's just a different person, different version of herself. So it's cool to see that every day, and it just gives me something else to work for, something else to train hard for, something else to win for. Before, my winning and my fighting was for like to prove the doubters wrong, to get that chip on my shoulder. Now it's to make sure she grows up not needing anything. Make sure she grows up with knowing that her dad worked hard for her, that her dad gave her everything she ever wanted, everything she ever needed.
And I ask this question to a lot of new fathers in the UFC, and I say, hey, I assume you want your child to train so they can defend themselves, but how do you feel about them actually fighting one day? And every fighter says, hell no, they can train and defend themselves, but they're not fighting. I can't deal with that. What are your thoughts on that? If she's like, hey, dad, I want to fight someday.
Nah, she's not gonna be a fighter. She's a if she's not a 6'6", she's gonna try either basketball or she's gonna be like a singer or something.
No CTE and brain damage needed, man. That's the common consensus.
She'll learn jujitsu for sure. She'll learn martial arts. It changes your life.
Yep.
But yeah, she's not gonna be getting punched.
I love it, man. And congrats again. Just wait. You said a month and a half old. It's like that 3-month mark. They kind of they warm up to daddy a little more. It's the first couple months is weird. You're just kind of like the sidekick to mom, but it gets cooler, man. Just trust me.
Yeah, she's just eating and sleeping, eating and sleeping. But now she's like starting to see a little bit more colors, pay attention to stuff more.
Yeah.
So now it's like you're showing her like some books, reading to her, so it's a lot cooler.
She's gonna love that beard too. I promise. She'll be
Yeah, every
fatter
baby
up.
I have, every baby that I like, my boys have, like Nacho's son, he just grabbed at my beard today. It's like it's cool to see like all these kids and all my friends. None of them have facial hair, so like all their kids always come up and pull my beard. So it's cool.
That's great, man. Well, Belal, I appreciate your time. We went a little bit over. Anything you want to say to all your fans before this giant fight?
Nah, I appreciate you, brother. To all the fans out there, we're gonna be back on board, back on the winning track, and stay on board. Let's go.
Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, November 22nd, co-main event, UFC Qatar, Belal Muhammad. Thanks so much,
See you,
man.
bro.
Appreciate your time.
See you, bro.